I'm in the suit, and West Coast 2025 is ready to get underway. How they're doing a little bit different of a format this year. Usually we run just multiple days, but we'll run the first day and we'll just run qualifying and a heat race, and the second day we'll run another heat race and qualifiers. But this year we're doing a full show, which I like better because we do a full show tonight, and then tomorrow we have a day off, and then the final night. So I like the format a little bit better. I think it's a little more practical. That way we're not just running a heat race a day. We're running an actual full show. So we're gonna run a timed tiebreaker. So the timed tiebreaker is just to, so basically how it works is we pill drew, and our pill draw lines us up for our heat races. So I pill drew a 28, so that lines me up to start third in the third heat race. So with that, if I go third to second and I have a better timed tiebreaker time, then I will be ahead of that person. So the time tiebreaker is important. That way you can break any tie that's made between the heat races and qualifiers. But I mean, it's not as important as it is as weekly qualifying is, but still very important. We go out there, lay down a good lap. So we'll start off our night with that. After that, we'll have our heat race. So I already know I'm starting third in my heat race because it's based off a pill draw. So it's gonna be important we move forward in that heat race and get as many points as possible to set us up for a qualifier. It's a passing points format, so the qualifier is going to have an 8-kart invert, and with that invert we want to move forward as much as possible. We want to try to make the invert and start towards the back of the qualifier. That way we can move forward as much as possible and get lots of passing points. So a little bit more of a confusing format than what we do normally here at Red Bluff, but it definitely makes things super interesting. And then after the qualifier, we're going to have our points added up from heat races and qualifiers to line us up for the feature. And the feature, it's all points based, so wherever we finish in the feature is going to add to our heat race points and our qualifying points, and that's going to line us up for Sunday night. And Sunday night there'll be a King of a Hill dash in the feature. So if you are in the top 10 in points, you'll make the dash. It's a lot and it's kind of confusing, but I feel like I explained it the best I probably could. We're going to start off our night with timed tiebreaker. So we go out in the, I believe, third group. So we have a pretty good shot at laying down a good lap. Just got to be smooth and be on the gas. The track looks super hooked up. So timed tiebreaker is going to be up next.
Parker Mockridge to the top of the board into the 8.4 second range for Parker Mockridge, one of the fastest qualifying laps we've seen all year long. And 8.463 for Parker Mockridge. Incredible lap time there for the Oregon driver. She goes to the top of the board.
Super well. We actually ran the fastest lap of the whole season at Red Bluff in qualifying. I ran an 8.4, and the lap closest to that all season long was an 8.5. So all the open guys in qualifying, they all ran 8.5s, and I was a 10th faster than everyone, which is that's just really cool. Qualifying doesn't matter a whole lot this weekend, but it still is a tiebreaker, so it's good to have a good lap. But I mean, it's just super cool. We just ran the fastest lap of the whole season, including all the open guys. Over every single class, I was able to run the fastest lap of the whole year. So super, that's just cool. I'm really stoked about that. But 8.4 in qualifying, the closest lap time to me was an 8.5. But yeah, so we were a whole 10th faster in the field. Feels super good, lots of confidence going into the heat race. With how the format works this weekend, we're gonna have a heat race that's based off a pill drop. And it's gonna be a passing points format. So we're gonna roll off from 3rd in our heat race. Our goal is gonna be to move forward and get as many passing points as possible. So there's some good guys on the front row, but I'm hoping we can at least advance 1 spot and try to get into the 2nd place position. That way we have 1 passing points and finishing position for 2nd. So we're gonna do that heat race, and then after the heat race, we'll have a qualifier. The qualifier will be an 8-kart invert, and it's gonna be, once again, passing points. So as long as we get some good points on our heat race, we can start a little deeper in a qualifier. That way we can get some passing points and move forward as much as possible. So we're gonna start off our night with a heat race. Heat race, we're gonna be rolling off from 3rd. Like I said, super important that we're super aggressive. Get out there, do as much as we can. Our car is clearly super fast, so we need to go out there, be super aggressive, and make our way to the front. So I'm hoping to pass 1, maybe even 2 cars, and we'll be set up pretty good. So heat race is gonna be up next, and we're gonna be rolling off from 3rd. Well, heat race is complete. Definitely not the heat race one we were looking for. We started 3rd in that race. The first corner, I went in, came in super fast, and was gonna try to get underneath the guy in front of me, and I ended up getting to apex and getting to the apex of the corner and then getting loose. After I got loose, I half spun, saved it, but I fell back to maybe fifth or 6th, and then the next lap, a couple cars wrecked in the entry of 3, and I just locked up my brakes and stalled the car. So then we fell back to 7th. After that, I was able to work my way back up to 4th and finish there, but ultimately definitely not the heat race one we wanted. With how the format works, we went backwards, so I got the 4th place finishing points minus, I believe, a point since I got passed. So definitely not the results we were looking for. That's definitely set us back a little bit, but I don't know, it's just gonna have to make the best of it out of it from now. We're starting 2nd in our qualifier. In the qualifier, we're gonna have to win it in order to get good points. It's really important that we go out there, win that qualifier, that way we can kind of catch back up. But it's hard because it looks good because, oh, you're starting on the front row of the qualifier, like that's good. But like in reality, you want to start in the back, that way you can gain points on other people to better yourself. So if a guy in 8th goes up to 4th and passes 4 cars, he's gonna have more points than me, even though I won just with the format. So definitely not where we wanted to be, but we're just gonna have to make it the best out of it from here on out. So we're making some adjustments to the car to tighten it up, make it a little bit better, and we'll go from there. So qualifier is gonna be up next, and we're gonna be starting 2nd. start, which I kind of thought that was gonna happen, but I got a really, really good original start. So I was thinking I was gonna be good, but he ended up sliding me. I was able to cross him under and short slide in the next corner and was able to stick the lead. So after that, we led the rest of the laps. My car felt a lot better. I felt like I had lots of drive. Felt like my car was sticking where I wanted it to. So I felt really good. It was kind of at one point the guy in second was gaining on me because I was running lower in 3 and 4 because there's a cushion there, which the cushion is really fast if you hit it right, but if you get into the cushion, you can bike up and lose a lot of speed. So I was trying to be conservative in a way and just, try to be smart about where I'm running. If I'm running below the cushion, ultimately I can go to the bottom if I see his nose, but I was good, and then once I did see his nose, I did move down, and I ended up starting to run top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4, and I had so much grip off the bottom that I think it was just good enough. The car in second was super fast. He was right by us, but ultimately I think we were good too, and we were obviously good enough to not get past. So car feels super good. I was doing well on the bottom. Like I said, I just had so much grip down there. My car had a lot of drive, which was super helpful. So with that, we kind of got lucky because a couple guys in the qualifiers ended up having, the qualifiers were super chaotic. So a lot of fast guys didn't get the results they were looking for, and that was able to move us up in points quite a bit. So we're now going to be rolling off from 6th in this feature. Going into the feature, we're 6th in points. So if we can pass a couple cars, make up some spots, we can definitely gain some spots in points. But ultimately, we want to stay in the top 5 in order to make it in order to lock into Sunday night's dash. But top 10, good, but ultimately I feel like we're definitely a top 3 car. So if we can just move forward in this feature and hopefully be in the top 4 in points after tonight, I'd be really happy with that. So main event's gonna be up next, and we're gonna be rolling off from 6th. Night 1 of West Coast Nationals is complete, and it didn't start off too well, but it ended up finishing in a good way. We were able to run P6 to P2 in the feature, and I think we really had something for the leader. I got a really good restart one time and tried to send it in there on the inside, but he ended up going to the bottom to block, so I lifted. I just don't know. That was kind of like a 50-50 deal. I feel like if I would have stuck it in there, we possibly would have been able to keep going. But if I would have stuck it in there, I feel like we also possibly could have got into each other and wrecked. So I was just trying to be smart in that moment. P2 is still a really good finish, and it just wasn't worth it to go all in for the win in that situation, because if it wouldn't have worked out, if we would have crashed, then I would have lost a lot of points and would not have set us up good for the final. So I was just trying to be smart in that moment. I think it paid off. We ended up finishing in the P2 spot. So our car was super fast all night long too. I feel like really, really good and really confident going into the final night. We are still 6th in points. Doing bad in our heat race really set us far back, but we made a good comeback and we're sitting 6th in the points going into the final night of West Coast. So excited. West Coast Nationals is my favorite race. Best race of the year in my opinion. So really glad that we were able to lock it into the show, and most importantly lock it into the dash, and we're in the first three rows. So going to be important that we do well in the dash. I'm hoping to get into the first 2 rows rather than the first 3, but yeah. Little recap of our night. We started off super well with qualifying. Qualifying, we laid down the fastest lap of the whole season, the whole entire season across all classes, including the open class. We laid down the fastest lap, which was so awesome. Honestly, such a cool thing to have, fastest lap of the season. That's so cool. So we were super fast. Heat race definitely didn't go the way we wanted it to. Just got put in some bad spots, but ultimately I made some mistakes on my part as well. We bounced back in the qualifier, started second, finished first, so our car was good in that as well. And then in the feature, we had a really good car. We were able to go to the front. We stayed up front the whole time, but ultimately we were able to get into P2 and finish there. So yeah, prelim night at West Coast had lots of ups and downs, but ultimately ended on a high. So make sure to stay tuned for the finale of West Coast coming out soon. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Lights out.